Hi Scorpio, this is your reading for March 2023. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you're new, welcome. You know the drill by now, Scorpio. All the details you need to find out about me can be found in the description box below. My readings are not gender specific. If you need to flip the roles, then flip them. And, you know, if it doesn't resonate, it's not your reading, come back for the next one or check out your other placement signs. Just going to get straight into your reading, Scorpio, see what's going on with you for the month of March, provide some clarity and some insight. I've already done a pre-shuffle. Just going to get into it. Okay, so let's pull the cards out and then we'll dive straight in. So, right in the middle of your spread, Scorpio, I'm having trouble speaking tonight, is the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is somebody that is seeing things from a higher perspective, okay? So you're having a real bird's eye view on a situation right now. You're learning something new. You're maybe not speaking on it right now, but you're actually taking it all in. So this is, you know, it's all taking place on the mental plane. All of this energy is going on inside your head, but it's brand new. So you may have had some type of realization. You may have had some type of awakening. In this image, this page, okay, is looking in this book, okay? The book was symbolic of knowledge. So you may be reading into something at the moment. You may be kind of looking out for signs and signals and things like that. But I'm seeing that you're very much in your headspace at the moment. You're paying attention to your ideas, paying attention to your thoughts, really listening to yourself right now. This could indicate some type of study that a child's doing, okay? So your children could be studying at the moment. They could be doing some revision. But in terms of you, this is you seeing things from a higher perspective, okay? Could be in relation to this King of Swords that's showing up, okay? This is crossing you. So the King of Swords is showing up. This is someone who is very cold and callous, okay? The King of Swords is fixed air energy, and it's symbolic of Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is very much the God man. This is someone who thinks very highly of themselves, actually. They may have... they may be very egotistical. This is somebody who is, again, like I said, can be quite cold, quite callous, very detached, especially emotionally. This is somebody that uses their head. You know, they're very discerning. They think logically. They think rationally. You know, they don't let emotions get in the way of the decisions. This is somebody who perhaps suppresses their emotions quite a lot. You know, none of us are without emotions. We all have emotions, but this person just likes to detach themselves from it. I am picking up something to do with air, okay, because obviously these two are air cards. But it's almost like you're really learning a lot about this person. You're really listening to what they have to say. You're really taking note of the words that they use and the language and the terminology and that kind of thing. I'm picking up something to do with science, like scientific study, okay? So somebody might be doing some type of study when it comes to science. Science of the body, you know, Aquarius is the mobile structure, so like anatomy, that kind of thing. And it's also telling me that you're maturing in this area, okay? So in terms of your mental plane, in terms of your thought processes and your ideas and your intellect, you are maturing, you are developing, and that's why you're seeing things from a higher perspective. You're really taking note of whatever it is that you're learning right now, and you may be embodying that as well, okay? But like I said, this is very much pertaining to knowledge. This is very much pertaining to the intellect, to the mind, to the things that we study, to the things that we read. You know, you may be, you know, looking in books and at documents and, you know, taking notes and that kind of thing. So I am getting a very studious energy here. Aquarius often rules groups, okay? So you may be partaking in some type of established group, some type of, it could even be like a group chat, even, you know, regarding study, something that you're involved in, something like that, but it's very mature, okay? So the things that you're discussing are of a very mature nature, pertaining to science, pertaining to evolution, pertaining to humanity, you know, things like that. We have got this Knight of Wands at the bottom of your spread, okay? So this Knight of Wands to me represents the party animal. The Knight of Wands is somebody who is here, there, and everywhere, very hard to pin down. Fire is, you know, it has movement. It's not structured. It's very kind of wild and untamed. So I am getting this this element of wild, you know, wild horses. You know, look in the background. Is that horse? Wild horses. I'm seeing something like lame, something's quite lame, or you may be feeling like something's quite lame. You may be going to parties and speaking to people and talking to people and interacting with them, but it's almost like the conversation is very lame. You're finding it very boring. You may be indulging in things as well because you're trying to have a good time, is what I'm saying, but it's almost like it's getting really lame, okay? Fire signs don't tend to be very boring, but they're very unstable, okay? And I feel like this instability may be affecting your learning right now. This kind of all over the place mentality is really affecting your studies, okay? If you are studying, if not, it's just affecting your perspective on things. I just feel like you're maturing mentally, and I just feel like the old ways are dying out, okay? So you're kind of looking to direct your energy in a more resourceful manner. At the moment, it's just like it's being squandered. It's just like it's been, you know, wasted, basically. In the past, we've got the devil showing up. Now, the devil can talk about toxicities. It can talk about, you know, feeling tied, feeling bonded, feeling, you know, it represents obsessions and addictions and, you know, things that are against our better nature. Now, this is showing up in your past. This is really telling me that you're really tired of that squandered energy. You're really tired of feeding into situations that really don't do you any good, feeding into situations that kind of just bring your energy down, make you feel kind of a little bit erratic, a little bit all over the place, because this is your past and this is, you know, this is your recent past. This is what's grounding the situation. Really, this is what's holding you back, is what I'm trying to say. So at the moment, your current energy is it's very studious. It's very much about learning. It's very much about reading, studying, that kind of thing. You're trying to develop, you're trying to climb the scale. This is something that is, you know, it's not emotionally connected. This is something that you're pursuing out of interest, okay? Intellectual interest. However, I am just getting like this party vibe that's coming along with that. This, you know, the Knight of Wands is somebody that's ready for adventure. He just wants to have a good time. This is someone that's hard to pin down. They are known to be the player, okay? So playing the field, you know, doing this, doing that, being all over the place, just being on the scene. This is somebody who is like first on the scene. So I am picking up like a first responder as well. So that may be something that you're studying, you know, as first respond, like some type of, I don't know, police or some type of first response, emergency services, okay? When the Knight of Wands comes in, you know, you recognize, he comes in with a lot of noise. He's like, whoa, it's very kind of like in your face. So yeah, I am seeing like this first response, first responder. However, there is this kind of party lifestyle that's holding you back. You've experienced a lot of toxicity in the past, okay? You've probably been in a lot of relationships that just haven't really gotten you anywhere, and it's really kind of depleted your energy. It's kept you in this very low vibration. The devil is Satan, if you want to put it that way, and he rules the dark. He rules the things that happen in the dark, undercover, you know, out of sight, that kind of thing. So there's an element of privacy here. So whatever it is that's going on, you may be keeping it quite private. However, it's affecting your studies, it's affecting your intellectual ability, okay? Now, the Knights are very action oriented, and fire, again, is symbolic of action. Fire is symbolic of spirit, motivation, the thing that gets you up in the morning. That's being hindered. You may be feeling very tired, you may be feeling very worn out at the moment, and I just feel like there's a lot of toxins that's running through your body, because this devil can represent over drinking, it can represent substance abuse. So, It's Capricorn energy, okay? Capricorn energy is very much about discipline. It's about hard lessons. It's about restrictions. You know, when we restrict ourselves, we set boundaries, we do things like that. That's Capricorn's energy. It also talks about public image. It talks about how the public view us. So the public image, or your impression that you make on the public, is very apparent. It's very important. You may be somebody who wears uniform, okay? But there's a definite element of hierarchy here, okay, or trying to climb the scale, or trying to level up and focus on your career and your profession. Capricorn energy is very much about control, okay? There could be a tendency, you know, you could have dealt with a lot of narcissism in the past. You could have dealt with a lot of controlling situations, a lot of controlling behaviours. You know, it's generally not a very good card. However, Capricorn energy also talks about manipulation. Now, this could be manipulation of the environment, since the devil is, you know, the king of the material world, lord of the material world. So this is someone that's trying to reign over their environment, reign over their material, physical reality, and really harness that and take control of it, and you know, manipulate it so that it works for them. So not all the time is the devil a bad energy. It's really not. But teamed with this Knight of Wands, I just feel like, again, I'm just getting partying, lifestyle choices, here, there, and everywhere. Being hard, you know, it's about movement, it's about being on the scene. It's just, but there's toxicity attached to it, okay? There is this element of toxicity. I am seeing a sense of ego as well, okay? So ego's showing up here. So somebody may be quite egotistical, okay? Or you've dealt with egotistical people in the past. And I feel like you're not vibing with that no more. It's almost like you've detached from it, and you're saying, do you know what? If that's what you want to do, you do that. But I'm very much focused on other things. I feel like you've got a plan for yourself here, Scorpio. I really do. I feel like you are ready to just set out on your own path. You're not really listening to what anyone else has to say. Now, what's standing out to me here is, this is interesting. So I read a quote the other day, and I'm looking at this bird, okay? And I read a quote, I think I've seen it on Facebook, and it says, the only difference between a raven and a crow is one feather. I think a raven has 14 feathers in its wings, and a crow has 16. And that independent feather is called opinion. So the quote was, the only difference between a raven and a crow is a matter of opinion. So I really feel like opinions are shifting. I really feel like there's something to do with an opinion. Someone has an opinion on a situation. Maybe this is you having an opinion or something to say, or somebody external to you. I'm getting very... I'm just picking up like knowledge, okay? So I'm seeing knowledge. I'm seeing this page of swords, reading this book, okay, and getting lost in the thoughts. But next to this this King of Swords, I'm seeing this owl, and the owls represent wisdom, and they represent, you know, that higher perspective, seeing things from a bird's eye view. So it's almost like you are elevating. You really are elevating when it comes to your intellect and your mentality. You may even be pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, okay? So stepping into a world that's really kind of unknown to you as well. I know Scorpios are very much, you know, they rule the underworld, they rule behind the scenes, you know, it's very much Hades, ruler of the underworld, and all the things that take place there. This is very much the opposite. This is talking about the heavens. So you're really aspiring to something, you're really trying to reach for something, some type of goal that you have in mind. You may be quite tired and worn out from whatever this is as well. I'm just feeling like this really worn out vibe. You may not be looking your best right now. People may be making comments about you looking a bit washed out. And I feel like it's because you're just doing too much. You're kind of involving yourself in too much activity. You're involving yourself in toxic behaviours maybe, or just putting yourself around toxic people, bad vibes, people pulling you down, people really depleting you. It's almost like you're getting lost in it a little bit as well. Now, can you see here where, you know, down here we've got this devil, and he's really manipulating this person. So it's almost like these Carnal desires for things such as sex, drugs, drink, all the things that we know that are bad for us. That could even be food, it's almost like that is superseding your personality, or that is really taking over the person that you're trying to become, or the person that you're trying to be. It's really not doing you any favours. Now, this is showing up in your past, okay? You may be detaching from this somewhat. People may be viewing you as somebody that just doesn't want to have fun anymore. You're not fun anymore. You used to be fun. You used to want to go everywhere and do everything and, go out dancing and just enjoy life. And you used to have this sense of adventure. And now you've just got yourself into this place where your head's just in the books. Nobody can speak to you, nobody can talk to you, nobody can tell you anymore. And it's almost like people may be saying, like, you're just not fun anymore. You're not the person that I met, or you're not the person that you used to be. And it's because you're turning your back on the old ways. You don't want to do things that way anymore. I feel like you spent a lot of time in this energy in the past. You've lived there for quite some time. Capricorn is very much related to time. Okay, it's old father time. It's Saturn energy. Saturn rules, time. It's I've forgotten what it's called, but yeah, it's very much associated with time. Spending a lot of time, being very isolated, being very cut off. Okay, the Tropic of Capricorn is winter. Okay, so this is winter. These are the darkest of days, right? Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So you've experienced some very dark days. You have. You've moved out of that energy, and you are aspiring to be something. You're aspiring to make something of yourself. You've got this intellect that you're developing. Okay, this is someone who is trying to control the mind. The kings are very much about control. They're very decisive and they make decisions. And it's almost like you are making those decisions that's going to put you in best stead, basically. Up here, we've got this King of Cups. Now, sorry, the Page of Cups. I don't know why I'm getting all these cards wrong tonight. The Page of Cups up here, okay? So if you look, this is someone who's very much in a dream state. The watery energy of this card really talks about our emotions and our feelings, but it's almost like, imagination is being invoked here. Imagination, creativity, really thinking about what you could become, what you can be. It's almost like that energy of when I'm older, I want to be. And it's almost like a dream and a fairy tale. So I do feel like you've got some goal in your mind. You've got something that you've set your heart on, and you're trying to bring that into being. You're trying to manifest that, and you're studying and you're doing the work, and you're really getting serious with yourself. You may be taking exams. You may be taking some type of, it's formal study. This is formal study of a high order as well, is what I'm getting. This is like a high order. It's difficult. Okay, the King of Swords, again, ruled by Saturn. This is difficult. This is not something that is easy. You're having to stay very disciplined mentally. It's very draining, however, this is something that's very draining. You're having to put a lot of energy into it to get things going, to get things moving. You may be doing a lot of shouting at the moment, I'm hearing as well. So you may be shouting a lot at the children, because the King of Swords usually is the advocate. This is somebody that speaks out, okay? And there's children here. So it's almost like you may be shouting a lot at the children. Maybe you're trying to concentrate. Maybe you're trying to get into that space of deep contemplation. And these children are just annoying the shit out of you because they're just running wild, basically. And you just want that peace and quiet. You just want to have that sense of peace and quiet so that you can actively study whatever it is that you need to get. You've got your head in the books. This is what I'm seeing. Your head is in the books, but they're like being an irritant. The mum, dad, and they're just, it's like an annoyance because you. Again, it's this high order of study. It's very, very complex, is what I'm saying. There's a complexity to it. I'm also seeing rules and regulations and guidelines and things like that, things of that nature that you're having to study. The use of some type of language, the use of some type of words is coming out as well. This is a very what's the word? This is a very specific or well-defined language, okay? Something that's been refined over time. like a very complex dialect, something like that. Like mathematics is a very complex dialect. You know, you'll have things like pi and radius and circumference and x equals y, like algebra. So you may even be getting into some type of mathematics as well, measurements, increments, things like that, where it's very, very, it's a language in its own, okay? So you're having to learn these things, and for that you need deep concentration, but there's things around you that are distracting you, okay? Like I said, you've really set your heart on something. You're envisioning this thing. It's almost like you've always wanted to do this. You've always wanted to do it, and it's almost like you're trying to bring this into reality. We don't have any um, earth cards on the spread, so that's telling me that this is very much up in the air right now, especially with all of this air energy. This is something that hasn't manifested in the physical world yet, but it's something that's very close to your heart. It's something that you've wanted to do for a very long time, and it's something that's taken a lot of mental energy. It's taken a lot for you to really get into this. It's got a language all of its own. So it's almost like you're learning from scratch. You've learned from scratch, but you are developing and you're gaining strength in that area as well. In the future, we've got the wheel. So the wheel really talks about expansion. You know, it talks about things opening up. It talks about a brand new cycle, and it's also ruled by Jupiter, which indicates blessings. So whatever it is that you're working towards, I do feel like you are going to get there. I do feel like you are going to bring this into manifestation. You are going to have, the wheel is going to turn. Okay, and it's going to turn in your favour. So whatever you're doing now, all this study, you know, all this hard work is really going to benefit you in the future. Absolutely. We've got the Ace of Cups here. And again, like I'm saying, this is something that's resonating very close to your heart. This is something that you really want to do. It's exciting. It's filling you with joy. It's almost like it's giving you purpose. It's giving you meaning. It's giving you reason. You know, this is your heartbeat. So the heartbeat could be very relevant at the moment. And again, when I'm saying first response, it could be something to do with the heart. It could be to do with something of, you know, like working on an ambulance or working in a hospital. You could be getting your doctorate, you know, that kind of thing. I'm just getting like a vibration of the heart, like I said. So it's almost like first response, you know, ECGs, that kind of thing. We've got this Knight of Cups showing up, okay? So the Knight of Cups really talks about, you know, emotions changing, okay? Emotions changing. Maybe you are developing emotionally, okay? Maybe you're feeling very different about the things that you once enjoyed in the past. It could indicate, you know, a lover. It could indicate a partner. It could indicate somebody in your life. But really, I am actually just seeing... something has really taken you, okay? Something's really taken your eye. You've got your heart set on something, absolutely. This is a big, big thing for you. This is something that you've wanted to do for a long, long time. And it's almost like a dream come true. That's what I'm really getting, a dream come true. You want this to manifest. You're doing everything you can to bring this into fruition, okay? The Knight of Cups really talks about movement of emotions. It talks about acting on our emotions, acting on our heart space. And because this is something that's very close to your heart, you're doing the required work. Okay. I also feel like you could be kissing ass a little bit. Okay. So if you are in employment, you're studying with regards to a job that you've already got, it's almost like you may be doing a little bit of ass kissing right now and saying the right things and doing the right things and showing up, showing out. You may be reluctant a little bit to do this, but it's almost like it's going to put you in good stead. Okay, you may be showing off a little bit as well. So your knowledge, it's almost like you're showing off with it. Okay, so when questions are being answered, you're the first with your hand up. You know, when they're saying, you know, who can explain this, it's like you're in there like a shot. So you might be doing a bit of brown nosing at the moment. You might be doing a little bit of showing off, but it's all because you really want this. You've got your heart set on this. Okay, and it's almost like you're saying nothing's going to hold me back. Temperance is showing up here as well, which talks about moderation. Now, normally in this card, it's depicted as two cups flowing one from the other. So it's really talking to me about drinking, okay, alcohol, alchemy, mixing of the elements. I feel like you're trying to combine maybe two things, two areas of your life that just don't really bode very well for one another. So you've got this really deep, complex study of a subject, really deep, complex study of something, and then this kind of wild party lifestyle. It's almost like a student. So you may be, you know, like at university where you go to Freshers Week, that kind of thing, and you're really studying very complex situations, very complex subjects, but then on a weekend you're going out and getting absolutely smashed with your friends. So it's almost like you're staying up till all hours trying to get your work done, and it's really not doing you any favours. So you could actually be attending university right now, you could be a student of university right now. I'm really getting a mature student as well with this King of Swords, okay, and this Page of Swords. It's almost like you are a mature student. Maybe you've decided to embark on this later on in life. Okay, so you are a mature student, but it's almost like you're trying to keep up with the youngers and you just don't have it in you anymore. So you're looking a bit washed out, you're looking a bit worse for wear, a little bit grey. You know, I know that sounds awful, but it's almost like you're trying to keep up with the pace of life that you just don't have no more. You don't have that bounce back that you once used to. That's really impacting your studies. The Four of Pentacles, again, really talks about financial stability. So this is in regards to building your physical reality, you know, giving yourself that sense of stability in the physical world. This is a card of comfort, okay? Financial comfort. This woman in this card is really clutching her purse close to her chest. So a purse is a container. So whatever it is that's contained within that bag is very, again, like I'm saying, makes this woman very, very happy. She is very comfortable, very content. She looks like she's in this space of meditation. You know, she's very placid. It's almost a card of this is not struggling. So you may be not wanting to struggle financially anymore. Maybe in the past you have struggled financially. And this is the reason why you've embarked on this study, you've embarked on this journey or this course or this university course or something like that, is because you really want to give yourself a sense of stability in the real world, in reality. You want to make something of yourself. You're using your head, okay? You're investing your intellect, because fours are symbolic of Aries, the Emperor, and that's symbolic of the ram, the head, the cerebral. You're really using that higher mind in order to ensure your future stability, basically. Whatever you're doing really excites you. The Ace of Wands is amazing. It's a card of excitement, passion. You know, again, we're getting this really quick, rapid response. You know, this is something that it's almost like, you know, you strike a match and it's off. So something's really turning you on. It's really arousing you. It's really getting you going. It's exciting. It's almost like there's adrenaline there. Adrenaline's pumping. Knight of Swords showing up behind. Again, playing into that first response. It's almost like you get the call, you're out the door. This is someone that don't mess about, okay? They're on that bike and they are gone. The Knight of Swords, again, is symbolic of the intellect, but this is someone who acts on their intellect. This is someone who acts on their knowledge. This is someone who really takes you by surprise. You know, they'll show up at your side and and it's like, whoa. Okay, so again, I'm just getting, there's an intensity to this, absolutely, absolutely intense. Adrenaline pumping, heart racing, that kind of thing. The Knight of Wands can, again, talk about somebody rushing in to speak to you or wanting to get something off your chest. I'm just getting, again, this outpouring of language, just like, you know, before when I was saying you may be kind of getting pissed off at the kids a little bit because you're just trying to get into that zone where you can really concentrate deeply. It's almost like this is the outpouring of that. You know, that when you're trying to, it's almost like it's being invoked, you know. So just be mindful of that, to be honest. We've got another deck here, so I'm going to pull some more cards. This is a nice spread, to be honest with you. This talks about you leveling up, okay? It talks about you really getting involved in that mental, really doing the work on yourself mentally. Three of Swords, excuse me. The Three of Swords could indicate loss, it can indicate heartbreak, suffering. Again, we've got this heart with these daggers in, indicative of that heart space. I really feel like you may be getting into some type of healing, some type of first response, some type of, I don't know, paramedic or doctoring or nursing or something like that. Healing hearts, something to do with that. But the Three of Swords can indicate losses and grief as well. It can indicate you know, suffering, emotional suffering. So you may be suffering emotionally right now. You may be, it's almost like I just want this to end. I just want it to end. So you may be in those final stages. You may be just doing those few final exams or those few final assignments or something like that, because it's really kind of playing havoc on your emotions. It's almost like you're struggling to go on. You're really struggling to go on. You may be really snippy at people. I feel like this has to do with this toxicity, though, this Capricorn that's showing up. You know, whoever this is or whatever this is in your past, you know, in your recent past, the things that you're engaging in or have engaged in, it's almost like, again, it's just like it's having an adverse effect on what it is that you're actually trying to manifest. It's not working for you. It's causing you a sense of loss, fatigue, tiredness. You know, when the heart isn't working properly, what happens? You know, you have angina, you may be having panic attacks, you may be, you know, it's something that it's almost like, I don't know, maybe you might even be getting sweats, you know, you may be sweating. If you, let's say, for example, you've gone out the night before and you go into university, you may be sat in the classroom and perspirating quite a lot or getting like sweats, and it's all the alcohol that's coming out of you from the night before, that kind of thing. Temperance, again, showing up, talks about moderation. Something needs to be moderated a bit better. Something needs to be managed more carefully. You are being divinely guided right now down the correct course, down the correct path. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, you're being guided. But you need to make some adjustments. You need to make some changes. You need to, if somebody's passed over, okay, somebody's passed over, I feel like it's a feminine energy, but if somebody has passed over, they are trying to guide you down this correct course of action. But it's almost like you're getting in your own way with drinking, with all this substance abuse, with trying to keep up with the young ones. And, you know, you're exerting a lot of energy doing that. So I do believe that there is some involvement, okay, from a higher being, somebody that's passed over. King of Swords, again, showing up. King of Swords is showing up a lot in these readings, and this talks about really getting serious. King of Swords is Saturn energy, okay? Well, it's actually Kronos because it's ruled by Uranus, but Saturn, I think Kronos was Saturn's father, and I think he ate his children, okay? I don't know, something like that. Google it. But again, serious. This is about no bullshit. King of Swords does not fuck about. They don't. Look how he's sat on that throne. It's almost like you are not moving me. This is not up for discussion. You're very, very serious about something. Five of Pentacles talks about a lack, but it also talks about a depletion of energy. Feeling like you don't know have what it takes to go on. You know, feeling left out in the cold. Feeling, you know, you may have experienced some type of a fever recently, some type of bad health, something like that. It's almost like whatever it is that you're doing, it's putting you in bad health. It's holding you back. You need to stop investing poorly, basically, and to start contributing more to the thing that you're actually trying to manifest. Again, no cards of earth. Page of Swords, again, studying, you know, really, really using that intellect, connecting the dots, looking for the signs. I feel like you're really turning your back on the past, okay? You're really looking at it and saying, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go my own way. You know, it's almost like you're following your own truth. You're being true to yourself. You may not want to involve yourself in the activities of other people. You may be trying to spend a lot more time in isolation by yourself, doing what it is that you need and want to do. Nine of Pentacles really talks about, you know, being financially independent, okay, success. This is a card of success and abundance, but independent success and abundance. This is a card of feeling like you have everything that you need and it's all taken care of, okay? There's no need to worry. There's no need to stress. We're going from the the Five of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. So moving out of that energy of depletion, really removing yourself from the masses, let's just say, so that you can get to this point of attainment, okay? And this point of attainment being reaping the rewards of your hard work and efforts. You know, this is a card of abundance and contentment and saying, yes, I did it. This is me. This is my hard work and effort paying off. I do believe, so I'll come back to that card, but can you see in these cards, it's almost like I'm getting this energy of aging. Something's aging. Okay, so this situation, whatever it is that you're working on, it's almost like it's been done over a certain amount of time. This is not something, this isn't like an intensive quick course. This is something that's taking its time to come around. So by the time that you've finished it, you will be older, you will be a little bit wiser, you will, you'll have grown, obviously. But like what I'm saying is this is a situation where you go to university for a few years and you may even do another year after that. Something like that, but you will be older. You've started out very naive, like the novice. Okay, you didn't really have any idea what you were doing. You were brand new to this field, but it's almost like you have really embodied that, and now it's becoming a part of who you are. We've got the Star card and the Hermit card again. So the Star card really talks about healing. It really talks about finding that sense of peace within. Do you know what I mean? Really going within with the Star card. The Hermit, again, really kind of retreating from that external world. She's just about to open up a laptop. She's just about to do some work. This talks about inner work. It talks about working on the self, working on the psyche. Okay, so whatever it is that you've been throwing yourself into, this has really developed you on a very spiritual level. It's you're leveling up. You know, you're noticing things and you're learning things about yourself that you never even knew. What I'm really noticing is that sky, the star in the sky, okay, is actually the star on the belt of the Hermit. So now I'm seeing like the zodiac belt. I'm seeing like a cycle closing out, okay? So what once felt so far away is actually now contained within. That's what I'm trying to get. So it's almost like that as above, so below. Whatever it is that you were dreaming has now become manifest within the psyche. It is who you are. It's who you are becoming. So yeah, pay attention to astrology, pay attention to the stars, pay attention to the transits, transitional. This is what I'm getting. It's almost like this is transitional. This is transition that's taken place because you've decided to pursue whatever this is, this interest, this hobby. Nine of Cups showing up, talks about emotional fulfillment, wishes coming true, feeling fit to burst, and the Sun. This is a card of success. If there's any card in the tarot that indicates success, then this is it. The Sun card is a big fat yes from the universe. Look at her. She's throwing her hands up in rejoicing. She's saying, yes, I've done it. I'm here. It's amazing. This is an amazing feeling. And now we've got this Page of Pentacles. Okay, so now it's almost like now you've done the study, now you've done the hard work, now you can actually get to work. It's almost like you need that certificate, you need that validation before you can actually do it. So you're doing the theory. It's almost like you are doing the theory before the practical stuff comes in. So I am seeing studying, I'm seeing, this is someone that's not very experienced in the field. So at the moment, you're very well developed in terms of theory, but in practice, you're not quite there yet. So it's almost like that's the next cycle. This cycle's closing out. The next cycle is applying what you know, trying to bring something from it, trying to manifest something from it. A lot of people will go through studies and then that's it. They don't actually do anything with it. But it's almost like this is closing out. Now it's like, right, I need to apply this knowledge now. Now I need to use it. So yeah, couple cards from the Kipper. This is a nice spread. This is a very good spread for development of the self, really. Okay, if you can just stay away from this toxicity, this drinking, drugging, sexing, eating, whatever it is that's just not working for you, it's hindering your process. If you can find it within yourself to stay away from that, then that's really gonna what's the word? It's really gonna propel your progress. Okay, it's gonna give you that extra bit of oomph that you need. So try to exert a little bit of self-discipline. Try to put a bit of restriction on yourself. Okay, the world isn't going anywhere as far as I know. So it'll be waiting for you when you've done. This is not going to be forever. This is what I'm hearing. You can have fun again, just not right now. It's almost like it's at the most pinnacle point. So don't ruin it. Despair. Okay, so despair's here. So what I'm feeling with this is really like kind of a sense of FOMO, fear of miss out. Because if you can see in the background, I don't know if you can with this light, it's almost like there's a party going on. behind him. There's loads of people there. They're all mingling. They're all doing the thing. But this person's on the outside and is in despair. And it's almost like, you know, this fear of miss out. And you may be focusing on that. You may be like, it may be pissing you off that you can't involve yourself in these activities or whatever. But, you know, whatever path you're going down, whatever it is you're studying, that's going to bring you the biggest reward. So there is despair here. Unexpected income, okay, and gift. And a final card is privileged lady. So there is despair here, okay? So you may be feeling a bit strapped for cash, I'm seeing at the moment, but you are going to receive some unexpected income. Something's going to happen for you where you're going to receive some type of unexpected income, okay? This could come in the form of a gift. Somebody may gift this money to you. You know, this could be money with regards to your studies. This could be some type of a grant or something like that that you don't need to pay back, but it's unexpected. You didn't really, maybe you're worrying about your finances, but you didn't realize that this thing was accessible. So it's almost like a blessing. It's almost like, oh my God, a saving grace. And then it's putting you in this position of privileged lady. Again, it's kind of letting you continue on with your studies, okay? This is what this Nine of Pentacles is. It's almost like this gift, this unexpected income is really going to put you in this very good position so that you can complete whatever it is that you're trying to complete. I am seeing maybe some type of inheritance because we've got the death card showing up here. So maybe some family member does pass on. Maybe that's what's causing you this sense of despair, okay? Because it is really, it does touch the heart space. It does cause you a sense of grief and loss, okay? Grief and loss, you know, with this. But we've got this Five of Pentacles. This could be talking about, you know, being separated from somebody, feeling left out in the cold, you know, not really knowing which way to go and what to do, and feeling like you don't have what it takes to carry on. But from that comes some unexpected income, such as an inheritance, a gift, something that is gifted to you. It's really going to give you that, again, that financial stability, what you need in order to bring this situation into completion. Look, great fortune underneath it. So this could be quite, you know, quite a blessing, to be honest with you. This really could be quite a blessing. Absolutely. And community. Again, so community could talk about the people that are around you. This could talk about the people that are around you. It could be symbolic of family, but community, I'm really seeing like some type of funeral service at a local pub or something like that. Something like that, you know, in something in the community where everybody comes together. I know that this is a really unfortunate reading, but with regards to how you're going to come into this money, but that is kind of the silver lining, and it's a bit of a saving grace because you needed it right now. A mature man, you know, a mature man, this could be a mature man, a grandfather, a father, something like that, somebody that you've known for a very long time, a teacher even, you know, somebody that's very wise, somebody that is well-travelled and knows the shit. There's a message of concern, okay, that you're going to receive some type of message of concern, and then this message is going to be very important. So I'm hearing and seeing, like, not long after this takes place, you're going to receive some kind of important information in the mail, some type of official letter. This could be a will. This could be something outlining the details of the inheritance that's being left to you, okay? And again, I'm just getting this, you know, family room. It's almost like a gathering. People are going to be gathering in the family home, something like that. I'm just to share a sense of comfort with one another. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. I pulled some cards out of the deck that I created just to tie up the reading a little bit. So, you know, there's a lot going on here, Scorpio. There's a lot, you know, and I do feel like with the Scorpio vibe being destruction and regeneration and rebirth, it's almost like somebody is passing out in order for you to elevate, in order for you to be reborn, in order for you to get where you need to go. It's almost like a natural cycle is taking place, and yes, it's heartbreaking, yes, it's destructive, yes, you know, it's going to take a lot of oomph for you to kind of embody this and get over it. But I do feel like it could be beneficial for you in the long run. And then that's a blessing, you know, that's a blessing that this person wished you to have, basically. Double speak again. So this is really what we were talking about with that language, whatever it is, if you can see that, whatever it is that you're learning, what you're studying, it's almost like a language in its own. So you're really having to think hard about what the meaning is behind it. This is something that's very complex. Whatever you're getting into has a complexity to it. Is this too good to be true? Now, this could be, again, related to this Page of Cups. If you see, he's got a little pig in the background, and it's almost like, yeah, when pigs can fly, it's almost like, is this too good to be true? So whatever it is, you're really vibing with it, and it's almost like, this is too good to be true. Like, how can I have found something that resonates with me so deeply? I didn't realise that this is how I was going to feel about it, but it's almost like it's taken on a life of its own, okay? And it's changing you. Three's a crowd. Three's a crowd. So three's a crowd could indicate a third factor, you know, something that's really playing a role in this situation, okay? So in the past, we've got this devil energy, this toxic energy, you know, this low vibrational energy. Maybe that's connected to this three's a crowd. You know, maybe you're feeling like there's just too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. There's too many people getting involved in this situation. There's a third factor. This doesn't even necessarily have to be a person. It could just be a third thing. And it's becoming quite crowded. It's almost like saying, look, I need to let something go because I can't continue like this. And then we've got no. So really, this is really talking to me about that level of self-discipline that you need to have. You know, people saying, you're coming out for a drink, are you doing this, are you doing that? You're saying no. You're going to have to say no, because here it says, I'm spinning plates at the minute. You've got a lot on your plate, a lot to get through, and I see you. But you are going to be acknowledged for your hard work and your efforts. You are going to be acknowledged, okay? So that's the reading that I have for you, Scorpio. I am going to leave it there because we are getting on. But if this reading resonated and you do want a private reading, all my details can be found in the description box below. I hope you was able to take something from this, Scorpio. This was a very good reading. I know that there is a little bit of negativity there, but just know that that's a natural cycle of life. And, you know, if you can just embrace that in some way or another, it should bring you a sense of peace and a sense of healing that, you know, these things happen to everybody. They do. And you have to find the silver lining in it. So I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. But like I said, if you like the video, like it, share it, subscribe it, leave me a comment. And until next time, Scorpio, I'll see you soon.